For proponents of quantum theory, one thing can be said clearly. Many quantum phenomena and effects can, in principle, be explained using gas dynamics, as the result of moving vortices within some underlying substance. In other words, they can be interpreted from a materialistic perspective, without invoking mysticism or magical particles. Such an approach allows many quantum effects to be understood, not as fundamentally bizarre features of nature, but as emergent consequences of complex medium dynamics, similar to the behavior of gases and vortex structures. However, a key problem remains unresolved. Gravity does not quantize, and to this day there is no working quantum theory of gravity. This points to a deeper issue. Quantum theory, in its current form, is incomplete. This is precisely what Roger Penrose repeatedly points out, arguing that existing quantum mechanics cannot be the final theory describing physical reality.
I mean, quantum mechanics has made a huge advance on what we knew before. That's absolutely true, no question about it. But there was a trouble with quantum mechanics. It's not a complete theory. I mean, Einstein was of that view too. I mean, it's not just me saying that. Better people have said that in the past.
Let me be straight with you from the start. What you were taught about gravity at school is wrong. Not a little inaccurate. Fundamentally wrong. In this video, I'm going to explain how gravity actually works, in simple, rough, everyday language. No formulas, no calculations, no invisible fairy particles nobody has ever seen. You don't need a PhD, you just need a normal human brain that still knows how to think. If you watch this to the end, things will actually click. You'll see why the official theory is full of holes, and why everything attracts everything is basically nonsense. If you have a favorite gravity paradox, write it in the comments now. By the end of the video, you'll understand why it falls apart. Alright, let's go. First question, is space empty or not? For thousands of years people said, space is not empty, there's a medium. Then Einstein came along and said, let's assume space is empty. And everyone went, well, a genius said it, so it must be true. Now let's stop worshipping idols and turn our brains on. We have satellites, rockets, deep space probes. And we talk to them by radio from anywhere on Earth. So here's a simple question. How does a wave travel through nothing? A wave is one thing pushing the next thing. That's it. If there's nothing there, there's nothing to push. But in school they tell you, magnetic field creates electric field. Electric field creates magnetic field. And it all somehow flies through empty space. Hold on. So, magnetic field goes into nothing. Electric field comes out of nothing. Seriously. If a place is empty, nothing can change inside it, because there is nothing there. Conclusion is dead simple. There is a medium, call it whatever you want. I call it ether, and its particles amers. Now, a fact science really hates. The Earth is growing. Continents are drifting apart. If they're drifting apart, something is appearing between them. Simple experiment. Take a globe, cut out the oceans, put the continents together. They form a smaller sphere. That means Earth used to be smaller. Then it cracked, cracks filled with water. And along those cracks, Earth is still growing. Radiocarbon dating confirms it. Continents are old, ocean floor is younger. Fault zones are the youngest. So yeah, matter is being created continuously. Now think logically. Where does new matter come from? Meteorites, doesn't add up, sunlight, nonsense. From nothing, impossible. There's only one option left. Ether flows into the Earth and turns into matter. There is literally no other mechanism. How do you turn gas into a particle that lives for billions of years? Ether is a gas. Gas is loose and unstable. So how do you get a proton that lives billions of years? Look at nature. A tornado, gas spins, pressure drops inside. Pressure outside holds the wall. Structure appears. But tornadoes don't last long. Now imagine a ring. Smoke rings live longer, but still fall apart because outside gas leaks inside. Energy dissipates. Here's the trick. Add a second rotation along the ring. Now you get a torus, a closed twisted flow. It holds shape, traps energy, lives a long time. A proton is a bubble of ether twisted into a torus. And here's the key point. Inside the proton, lower density, outside, ether is much denser. So a proton is like a bubble inside a thick fluid. It doesn't fall apart because external pressure holds it. Every internal particle is balanced. What's happening inside the Earth? Ether flows toward lower pressure. So pressure outside Earth is higher. Pressure at Earth's center is lower. Ether streams move inward, twist, collide. And then, boom, protons appear, atoms form, solid matter grows. Like foam, volume increases fast. Everything gets pushed outward. That's why Earth grows. And this is where it gets stupidly simple. We are made of protons, atoms, crystal structures. And the proton is a bubble in a pressure gradient. What happens to a bubble in a pressure gradient? It gets pushed toward lower pressure. That's just Archimedes' force, but in ether. Gravity is not attraction. Gravity is pressure pushing you down. In simple terms, the force depends on how big the pressure difference is and how much volume the object has. That's it. No magic. What follows from this? We do not attract each other. An apple doesn't attract another apple. Only planets and stars create gravity. Gravity is not infinite. No pressure gradient. No force. No distant stars are going to rip us apart. They looked for ether wind in the wrong place. Ether doesn't blow. It slowly flows inward. Objects change size. The farther from Earth, the higher ether pressure. Protons compress. Dimensions change. Now you have a real model, not a fairy tale. You can break any gravity paradox, understand alternative propulsion, and yeah, theoretically build things that make physicists nervous. But knowledge comes with responsibility. If we don't grow mentally as a society, we'll destroy ourselves. That's why this channel is not just about physics, but about logic, society, and how not to kill ourselves with technology. Subscribe if you want more. Next videos go even harder. Thanks for watching.